Hi, friends. We are diving right into the winter season, and your child may be exhibiting some struggles with their reading. And if they are coming home and they're shutting down because they're feeling behind, or their teacher is reaching out to you with concerns about their reading, please don't ignore this. You need to take the time and take action now. Your child could be a preschool student, and you're just learning what it means to get your child reading and writing. You might even have a second grader who is stuck, or maybe you've got a sixth grader who has just shut down and they just won't do a thing. Listen, I hear your thoughts and the struggle is real. I hear stories from parents all of the time. And the one thing I want to do right now is to congratulate you. Seriously, I mean it. I'm going to congratulate you for taking this seriously. You and I both know that reading is the backbone to all learning. And so we want to be sure that your child is successful. And I have some simple things that you can do for your children. And I don't really know how old your child is, so I'm going to kind of stick with three basic levels as I talk about some things that you can do at home. Give these things a try. Don't be worried about trying things at other levels. It's a good thing if you need to branch out to different levels, but I'm just going to focus right now. This first part of the discussion is on beginning readers, pre-kindergarten students and kindergarten students. And what I really am going to encourage you to do is focus in on those letter sounds, focus on the shapes of the letters, and make learning fun. The important thing is to say your sounds correctly. So if you're working on the letter C, just use the sound, not the k sound. That won't help your child learn when they're working on spelling and reading. If you want to stretch out the word while you say it, go for it, but use solid sounds to start with. An idea that works for all kids, and they love doing this, is to use a salt or a sand tray to practice their letters. Show your child a letter, and remember you can always find fonts for your child to use that have easy to read shapes like Poppins or Lexand that will use a letter shape like a regular A instead of the one that's got that crazy top to it. This could actually be holding your child back. Try magnetic letters. Those are super fun, really interactive, and they keep your kids engaged. You can also try to use them on a cookie sheet or on your refrigerators if you've got a refrigerator that's magnetic. But you can also just use them on a tabletop. Give your kids a sound and see if they can pick the letter that makes that sound. You can play bingo with letter sounds as well. Have the kids take a bingo sheet. Write one different letter in each one of the boxes on the sheet. Then you say the sound and they get to mark the sound. If they get a bingo, you can celebrate their success. High fives work. You don't have to go and buy anything for this. Now I'm going to move on to early readers, first, second, and third graders. I love decodable books for beginning readers. I think they play an important role in beginning reading. But I don't want you to stay in decodable readers. And do you know why? Your child won't be challenged to use the skills that they've learned. So I'm really going to encourage you to get to your local library and check out some books. Find some time to sit down and read together. See if you can read for at least 15 minutes, 5 days per week. I think that you will find that your child will start to grow their abilities and grow their love of books. And I also think word games are fun and powerful when it comes to literacy skills. I want to encourage you to play some simple games that you can get your kids thinking about words. Games like Bananagrams. Oh, it's so much easier than Scrabble, and your kids will love creating words with you. The rules are simple, and you can actually end the game at any point when the schedule won't let you finish it. This game is great for early readers because they can concentrate on sounds that they already know, but it's also great for older readers who are learning more challenging words, so you won't have to get rid of it. You can pull this game out at your holiday celebration, and everyone's going to have fun. Now, for our older readers, fourth, fifth, sixth, and beyond, they still love to be read to. Don't let them tell you that they don't. They really do. They just don't want to admit it. One thing I find really motivating for kids is to listen to kids' audiobooks. So if you're able to have them have a copy of the hard copy of the physical book, you can find somebody reading that book. You can look it up on YouTube. You can go to Audible. There's lots of places to find books that are already have been read. Okay, so please don't say, "Oh, I can't afford Audible." Go to YouTube. Somebody probably read the book. Literally, it's probably out there. Audiobooks are good for people of any age, but they can really support kids who don't love to read because they may be experiencing struggles with their reading. They want to read the hard books that all of their friends are reading, but they just don't have the stamina to get through a whole novel. You're going to be glad that you tried this idea out. Be on the search for classics like Charlotte's Web, The One and Only Ivan, The Lemonade War, even Lassie. If your child is struggling to learn to read, don't wait to get the help that your child deserves. Can you imagine going to school and not being able to read and you're being asked all day long, read, 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 read? That would be very difficult, wouldn't it? And it can turn your sweet child into one that isn't much fun to be around. Well, tutoring can be done in short, frequent bursts, and it is highly effective. The one thing that I would ask you to do is ask your tutor, do they do systematic phonics instruction to support those struggling readers? If they can't tell you that they use systematic phonics, I'm going to ask you to call somebody else. You don't need to contact somebody who's been Wilson trained. You don't need to go for the OG trainer. Just find somebody who has experience and they understand phonics in a way that makes it super simple for children to learn. And I would also really encourage you to find somebody who's had more than just a couple of weeks of practice. Find somebody who's really been teaching for a long period of time, who feels confident working with children's behaviors, their struggles, working with things that are hard. It's hard to do. Contact me if you need support. I'm currently enrolling for the second semester. I currently support students in first through ninth grade. However, I have supported kindergartners before. Most of the kids that I support have IEPs, 504 plans, they have ADHD, autism, and they have dyslexia. So please feel free to email me and start the conversation, CherylEuling@gmail.com. And I will make sure that you can actually read my Gmail in this recording. Okay, you guys make it a great day. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.